I'm sure you know all about what has happened to me. It's all over the world and kind of hard to miss. My name is Owen Turner. I'm a fireman for a steam engine known as James. Me and my partner Roger, who was James's driver, worked on the beautiful Island of Soda. Sanctuary for steam engines. I woke that fateful day at 6:45 am. It was November 8th, 2004, and the sun was rising over the horizon. I looked beside me to see my wife sleeping peacefully. I smiled and got ready for work. I didn't want Roger getting on my ass for being late again. As I left, I made sure to leave a present for my son's birthday beside his bed on his nightstand, and 1-to-1 model recreations of his favourite engines, James and Caffrey. I really hoped he liked them, as they costed a lot of time and money to make. I arrived at Tidmouth just to find Roger getting ready to start steaming up James. I looked to see the other engines in the sheds being steamed up. I believe they were Gordon, Henry, Tubber, and Petter. I walked up to Roger, and he was a bit upset, saying how I was late even though I was right on time. His belief was that if you're on time, you're late. I just laughed, and I got to work preparing James's fire. As we began leaving the sheds, I noticed a massive storm looming in the distance. I was confused as I checked the news before I left, and there wasn't supposed to be rain. I hoped that it wasn't as bad as it looked, till that day would be a pain. We'd been sitting at Knapford with a passenger train when the storm neared. The loud bangs of thunder, lighting it showed in the distance. James seemed to be tense as he stared off at the storm. I chuckled and asked if he was planning on running off to Henry's tunnel to hide like Henry. He told me to shove off, and I laughed. As the last of the passengers began to board, that's when it began. Albert had been shunting a small goods train when a massive lightning bolt struck the ground just in front of the station. The lights beamed upon us, and everyone was petrified. James looked at Albert, who looked at the thing in horror and told him not to make a move. Albert screamed in fear, and his crew threw him in rivers in attempts to get away. The thing then shot a laser towards Albert, and it was a direct hit. After a few seconds, dust flew out from his cap and face, or what was his face. Instead of the friendly face we had known, was replaced with a burned smoke box door. In an instant, the entire station went into chills. The people on the platform ran for the coaches, and the thing we later learned was Dean Tripod began firing into the crowd. Dust flew everywhere. Me and Roger looked at each other, and we knew where we could be safe. Henry's tunnel. Roger wasted no time and realized the brakes threw on the throttle and pulled the whistle for dear life, hoping Cecil was still in the signal box. As we passed the signal box, I saw him waving from the signal box balcony, and just as we passed, I saw the Tripod turn its weapons. As we rounded the bend, I heard the sound of Cecil's screams getting cut off by the weapons firing. He didn't dare look back. We saw tons of other Tripods looming in the distance, firing their laser weapons. As we were running, we passed Geoffrey pulling slow goods. We heard the sound of his brakes screeching followed by a loud crash. We aren't too sure what happened to him. We managed to race into the tunnel, and the triple went right over us. Not sure it didn't realize we were still in here, but I'm not complaining.